fighter. I think he's amazing. I think he has great technique. He has crazy knockout power.
That's difference. We all know Tank best weight is 35, 40. You fought Barrios at 40, 35, 40. And you fight Jake Paul, who getting better. I'm like I said, and he got 6 feet tall. Where Tank gonna hit him?
Gervonta Davis wasted no time on his first day of training camp for the Jake Paul fight. He lit up the gym with a savage 35 punch combo that had fans buzzing. His speed and power looked deadly, and every shot showed he's laser focused on this fight. To many, it's more than just training, it's a warning. Davis isn't coming to play games. He's coming to expose Jake Paul as a YouTuber out of his depth. Gervonta "Tank" Davis shook up social media with a fiery Instagram post. See y'all soon. ATL gonna be two-turned. Tell them to send that bag and I'm coming. The message made one thing crystal clear. Tank isn't just itching to fight again. He's demanding to get paid what he's worth. In an era where boxing is as much about money as it is about legacy, Davis's words hit hard. This wasn't a casual post, it was a warning. Tank is ready to put on a show, but only if the business is right. He knows his value, and he refuses to step in the ring cheap.
I text that again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that, and that, stop it, knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Tell them to send that bag, and I'm coming. And I'm, you know.
Long before this fight was official, Gervonta "Tank" Davis had already trashed Jake Paul's boxing career. He flat out called Paul's efforts garbage, echoing what most real fighters think about celebrities trying to play boxer. Tank even mocked Jake, saying he only picked up gloves because he got bored of YouTube. That jab summed up the clash: real boxing versus entertainment boxing. Yet, whether people like it or not, Jake's persistence has dragged him into the spotlight. The fact Tank is even entertaining this fight shows how far Jake has forced his way into the sport, turning what started as a circus act into one of boxing's biggest spectacles.
Think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing. You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
The Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul fight has boxing purists fuming. To them, this matchup is proof that boxing has sold its soul, trading merit and legacy for cheap spectacle. Critics say it's turning the sport into a circus where clout outweighs skill. But let's be real, boxing has always thrived on drama and showbiz. Ali talked his way into history. Tyson made millions off fear and chaos. The question now is this fight a joke that disrespects the sport, or is it just the new era of boxing where money and hype rule over everything?
Gone too far. Jake Paul is taking on Gervonta "Tank" Davis in an exhibition bout this November. The fight will be taking place in Atlanta between the cruiserweight and the 135-pounder, nearly a 100-pound difference between the two guys. This is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below.
Former super middleweight contender Jesse Hart clapped back at critics, slamming Gervonta "Tank" Davis for fighting Jake Paul. Hart said people are missing the bigger picture. Tank isn't running from legacy. He's just playing the boxing business the way it works today. He even fired back saying, Tank has every right to chase the bag, even if some want to call it a circus. His outburst highlights the split among fighters themselves. Some demand Tank face killers like Shakur Stevenson or Teofimo Lopez, while others admit the payday and global spotlight from a Jake Paul fight is too big to walk away from. To Hart, this isn't betrayal, it's smart money moves. But the debate rages. Is Tank protecting his legacy or just cashing out?
The circus. If you want to join the circus, that's the circus. I don't see the value. I just see money involved in that. If they want the money, if that's what they want to do, then go ahead and go ahead and get the money. But other than that, I'm not You got a guy, Jake Paul, that's what, 6'3", 6'4", almost. Then you got a guy, Gervonta Davis, that's like 5'5", a little guy. Yeah. Y'all gonna try to, who's 200 pounds, just for Mike Tyson there, I'm gonna throw him in there with a 135. It's just a circus, and that's what they want to do to get money, to generate money in the sport of boxing instead of Gervonta Davis. This is a legacy fight. He was supposed to fight Lamont Roach after this, and then he say, no. Think about it. You really can't say too much. When you say Gervonta Tank Davis and you say Lamont Roach, there's still a question mark on that fight. It was still a question mark on that rumble. You just gonna leave it and then go right to the money and say, no, I ain't. That's how you know legacy and everything don't matter. I did that before. I took the money with the Joe Smith fight when my hand was fucked up and, excuse my language, my hand was messed up, broke in training camp, and I still said, yo, no, I'm taking that, I'm still fighting him. I'm not gonna not fight him again. We're fighting him, Dad. We're fighting him, Rick. We're fighting him, Fred. I went against everybody. Jesse, don't take the fight, man. Let your hand heal. Let's get the surgery. No, I'm fighting him. It's too close. We 3 weeks out. I'm fighting him.
Boxing commentator Andy Ross shocked fans by saying he thinks Jake Paul will actually beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Ross admitted the fight makes sense for both men, but argued Jake's size and awkward style could give him the edge. It's a bold take, considering Paul doesn't have Tank's resume, but Ross says that's exactly why the fight is dangerous: Jake's unpredictability. While most insiders laugh off the idea, Ross represents the minority who believe Paul deserves more respect than boxing snobs want to give. Still, some doubt the fight will even happen, which only adds more fuel to the chaos.
Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Davis.
Crazy.
Your thoughts on this?
I have locks with Snaggy right there. I think Jake Paul wins that fight. You're way, look, obviously Gervonta Davis has way more experience. He's a hell of a fighter. He's done so much more for boxing and you know, than a lot of people. But to say that, you know, that's not, everyone's going to want to watch that fight. I think it's a genius idea. I think Jake Paul sets the craziest expectations, and I think he sets the bar so high now in the boxing world. Jake Paul revived boxing. You know, people could say what they want to say about it, but Jake Paul really revived the sport of boxing. You know, Joe Rogan once said previously, not so long ago, but he did speak about how boxing would eventually die out and all the eyes would shift to MMA. And it's true. I sit there, I'll watch UFC whenever there's an amazing pay-per-view event. I'm always watching it. Boxing, I don't really watch it as much. And yeah, you can call me a casual to the sport. I'm just getting into it. But the people that are just getting into the sport, UFC is like the new boxing, what it was 20, 30 years ago. So Jake Paul is changing and reviving the sport of boxing, in my opinion. But I think that Jake Paul wins that fight. I love Gervonta as a fighter. I think he's amazing. I think he has great technique. He has crazy knockout power. Don't underestimate him.
You've spoken to him before, haven't you?
Yeah.
When you're doing it was you and Ron Garcia and Gervonta and Tank when they were both fighting. Yeah.
I just spoke with Gervonta today, actually. So when I get back to Miami, him and I might do something. I don't know. But, you know, I think, like I said, don't count him out. But I think Jake Paul wins that.
Coach Bernie straight up dismissed the idea of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul, saying it's all hype and he doesn't believe it'll even happen, not even as an exhibition. To him, the fight has zero purpose and no credibility, just noise for clicks. And he's not alone. Big crossover fights have collapsed before once the business side got messy. Bernie's doubts show how many in boxing still refuse to take celebrity-driven matchups seriously. But with both Tank and Jake swearing it's real, could Bernie be the one proven wrong? Or is this fight just another illusion dressed up as boxing?
I don't see, even at an exhibition. Now, first of all, we went with the Mike Tyson thing, right? So Mike Tyson's 60 years old. You know, obviously we all thinking that, you know, he had to pull his punches against Jake. Either one of them, both of them had to do something to get through the fight, you know, so they couldn't do their 100% thing in the fight. Now we talking about a 135-pound guy, 5'3", right, against a 6 foot, 200-pound guy. What is the point of that? I'm asking you, what is the point of that? What is the point of that, and how you think that's gonna go? So Jake Paul, just alone on strength alone, Tank is not we just seen him struggle with Lamont Roach, right, who's a guy his size. Now, Jake Paul is not as talented as Lamont Roach, but come on now, we ain't talking about 2 weight classes. We talking about 4, 5, 6 weight classes. We got to go from 35. We got to go to 40, 47, 54, 60, 68, 75, 90. That's 7 weight class difference. 7 weight class difference. 7 weight class difference. We talking about 7 weight class difference. We all know Tank best weight is 35, 40. You fought Barrios at 40, 35, 40. And you fight Jake Paul, who getting better. I'm like I said, and he got 6 feet tall. Where Tank gonna hit him? Where is Tank gonna land some punches? And he don't throw a lot of punches. Come on now. He didn't knock Lamont Roach out. You gonna knock Jake Paul out? So what's the point of the exhibition for real?
This fight has the boxing world split down the middle. Legacy versus money. Real fighter versus YouTuber. But one thing's for sure, it's got everyone talking. Who do you think comes out on top, Tank or Jake Paul? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more boxing drama and breakdowns.